beep, 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 beep. Well, hello. Hello out there, all you lovely hamsters. What do we think of that name? I'm trying out a little Teal Swan vibe here today. What are her followers called? The Teal Tribe. Teal Tribe. Hamsters? I like it. Might be a good one. Anyways, I hope everybody's having a nice day. I think it's Thursday. Yeah, because tomorrow's Friday, and that's really awesome. Just driving around these wild city streets, blabbing about Christopher Watts again. I'm going to try to incorporate some fun little visual elements to my videos from now on. I'm kind of into this techno stuff these days, as Miss Mensa would say. Maybe I could be like the IT person of the island. Although I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just playing with all these fun internet tools. So I really enjoy just blabbing in my car. It's really where I get all my best thinking done. I know that's really not saying much, but it's fun. And so I think what I'm going to do is take this audio and play some cool visuals for you over it. Because I follow I love this website called openprocessing.org. Because I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I love the visuals of these different, what is it? I guess they're graphic designers. And they all have this open source, it's like a library of these really cool designs. And I will attribute each of those creators in the description. So you can check them out too. There's all kinds of cool stuff. What do I want to talk to you about today, hamsters? I've been thinking a lot about Tammy Lee. You remember her? I think I'm a little shenaned out right now. It's really wearing on me, so I'd like to ponder old Tam. You know, the one with the Hamburglar sweater? I actually like that sweater because I tend to wear a lot of Hamburglar-esque sweaters too, so that's mostly because I'm trying to manipulate people's minds. But, you know, no, just kidding. I actually don't know how I feel about old Tammy these days. Because when I first started getting into the case, as I said, almost a year ago, I started out really just looking for original, like, raw footage. So after I watched all the body cam stuff, I looked up the interrogation and the polygraph. And the first thing that popped up was this channel that only has a few videos, but they have like 5 million followers. I think it's called JCS Criminal Psychology, I think. And they do these really fascinating little mini deep dives into criminal interrogations. And they do a 3-part series on Chris Watts with the interrogation, then the polygraph, then the confession. The only problem, and I didn't grasp it fully at the time, was that these are all, I think each video is only around a half hour. It's nowhere near the entire interrogation. But I remember the first time I saw the Tammy Lee one, I was just in awe of this woman. I was shook. I really, for a while, I've rewatched it so many times. And I sent it to my friends, and they got really interested in it too, because it's like, this woman is wild. What is she even doing? I don't even know what's happening. I feel like I was like, wow, she must have so much research and experience behind this process. She knows exactly how to do this, and he's just such an idiot. What an idiot. And this video, I learned later, was created by, I believe, a team of different creators. I'm not sure who. But when I first saw it, I assumed it was this dude who was narrating it, because he's an awesome narrator. Very matter of fact. It feels very professional, very authoritative. Like, maybe this guy was a criminal profiler. Like, it's very believable. They don't say that, though. I looked into it more, and they do. I noticed they credit the voice actor that they hired for their videos. And he's actually a great voice actor. He has a YouTube, too. So, yeah, I learned all that a bit later. I still enjoy these videos. But then I went back and looked at the actual footage and the entire polygraph. And I was more confused than ever. I watched it a few times. I still am, like, bewildered by that polygraph. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. I do think she's a very intelligent woman. I just have a lot of questions now. And I've been thinking about rewatching the original full polygraph. If I can find the raw footage somewhere. And I would love, if people are interested, I would love to do a live, maybe eventually. Rewatch, and we could chat about it, because I'm sure a lot of people have seen it a lot of times. Maybe some people haven't, though. Me personally, I could do with a good rewatch, because you know how it is. You learn something new every time you watch these videos. It's insane. I mean, that's all anybody's doing on Facebook, on YouTube. It seems they're just like dissecting over and over, and incredibly, they do find new things every time. But let me know if that doesn't sound interesting. Then I'll just watch it by myself, talk about it to myself like a crazy person, as usual. So that might be fun. But one thing I did yesterday was I rewatched the little, that short little documentary called Criminal Confessions. I believe the full interview is on YouTube. I think a lot of people have seen this, but for those of you who haven't, it was a TV episode. I can't remember. I think it was Oxygen that did it. And it's interviews with a few different people, including D.A. Rourke and Tammy Lee. Like, pretty formal interviews. Like, they're all dressed up and, sitting there. I don't want to talk about the DA right now. I'm not going there right now. That sounds terrible. But Tammy Lee's little statements in this show, in this episode, they really shocked me the first time I saw it, and they really shocked me the second time I saw it yesterday. So I took a few little short snippets. Like, I just filmed some of the interesting little quotes, because I have some issues with Tammy Lee, with this case. I'm trying to put together a couple of things about her. Fishy. Now, I'm not gonna talk about the you know, how people say it's like, oh, what was with that ticking clock and the crazy Hamburglar sweater, like mind games. But maybe I'm wrong. I feel like that is a tactic that investigators use, and that's sort of fair game, right? In this country, at least. I think it's, I don't know how I feel about it, by the way. I think it can be a slippery slope into some false confession areas at times. And yeah, the first time I saw the footage, I was like, wow, this woman is like brilliant. Like, bravo. Please, give her a medal. Give them all medals. Wow. I don't think that anymore at all. I kind of think the opposite. So, one thing I was thinking about, I keep thinking about this one actually, with Tammy Lee, the thing I think about the most frequently is what were the 3 questions that she asked Christopher in that polygraph room? Like, what were the 3 official, important, or whatever she called them, questions that she was, like, preparing to ask him? So here are those 3 questions. 1, did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance? 2, are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann? 3, do you know where Shanann is now? Okay. And I would love it if someone would if someone who knows more about this field has any information about this practice of polygraph tests in interrogations. I would love to hear your comments. I do find this stuff really fascinating in general. So let's think about those questions. Let's think about, when I first heard these questions, I didn't think twice about it. It was like, yeah, okay, those are the questions. But now, after a year and after all the conversations that I've been having, why aren't the kids mentioned at all? You know? Isn't that a little weird? Another thing that's missing is there's no mention of did you physically harm or hurt even Shanann. So again, I could be wrong in questioning these things. This could be common practice. There could be a whole methodology behind these questions. I just think it's sort of odd. Like, why would you only focus on the mom when I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, the most vulnerable people in the case are these 2 little girls under the age of 5, okay? We're not going to ask where they are? And we're not going to ask... Okay, she did ask, did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance? Did you physically... Do you know what I mean? That this is kind of odd. It feels to me that there's something being tiptoed around here. I'm not an expert at all. These are just my thoughts on this now. Okay? And then the reason I looked at that that confessions thing on Oxygen again was because I thought I remembered Tammy Lee talking about how at some point she and another investigator, like before when they were first alerted to this case in a separate office, they watched the Porch Interview, which was playing on the media about the interview with Christopher, the sermon on the porch, as AD says. And yeah, I think we all were pretty shocked by that Porch interview, and I've watched it a million times. I still watch it. But I have to say, I've always had the same first instinct about that footage. But I remembered from this little documentary, she basically said something like that interview just blew her away, and she was like, we gotta go now. So I'm assuming she initially thought, this dude's guilty. Why else would she say, like, whoa, we saw this, we gotta go. We gotta get on this. Which makes sense. Of course you would want to question him, get him in a room, question him, for God's sake, yeah. But why was that Porch interview what made you think, whoa, panic time, hurry? Because in my opinion, as a person who works with people with disabilities, and especially with people with autism, I think it was obvious watching that Porch interview that he is very much on the spectrum. Very high functioning, but completely typical spectrum behavior. Like the stimming, like the nervous move. Of course he was nervous. He was on the news, and no matter what happened, I feel like you'd be nervous doing that interview, especially someone who's generally an introvert. But I think that, when people say duper's delight or whatever, that blew me away. I was like, no way. Right from day one, I said, that's bullshit. This man is not duper's delighting. He's not like thinking during this interview like, I got them fooled. No way. He is trying to act the way he is supposed to act, the way he thinks he's supposed to act towards the world, which is just, I don't know, I see it every day with people I work with. And didn't his own sister at some point say that she wondered if he was on the spectrum when he was younger? I thought I heard that somewhere. I'm not diagnosing this man. I just am saying that I've never been able to see any other option. It's very obvious. That's not to say that he's innocent. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying a lot of the attributes people tied to him based off that Porch interview, in my opinion, are in no way indicative of a family annihilator or like a psychopath or even a sociopath. Like, I just don't see it. You want to see a psychopath? Watch that Sarah Boone, the Sarah Boone interrogation. That's a psychopath. I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or anything. I just calls them like I sees them. So I think next I'm going to try and add some little videos here for you to watch from my little recordings off my TV screen so we can discuss. All right. Getting out of my car now. See you later. Beep, beep, beep. Welcome back, everyone. I was feeling kind of brave today. So even though I'm a hot mess, I decided to come and show my face. I know this isn't what a ham radio looks like, but we can't all be at our best all the time. So I'm going to show you these two little quick videos I screen recorded yesterday. And I don't know, you can think about them if you want. Sorry, I'm like dying looking at this filter. Okay, the first one is when she talks about the porch interview.
Without anybody here. Please bring it back.
I think we were all in shock, and I recall immediately turning around to a special agent coder of the FBI who I had never met before, and I just said, oh, we need him in a room with us that's recorded, and we need to get his story down right now.
So yeah, that's what I was saying earlier about the porch interview. But okay.
Police department reached out to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation as well as the FBI and requested assistance with the missing person investigation. We ran criminal histories on both Chris Watts and Shanann Watts. Neither one of them had a criminal record. So part of the investigation, I needed to know who Shanann was, and so I started looking at her Facebook page. I can kind of appreciate her attitude, I guess, sometimes. I come from a long line of Italian women, so we're very strong, sassy, assertive. And that's how I pictured Shanann. It was obvious she loved being a mom, she loved being a wife, and she loved what she did for work.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go, folks. She's just a strong Italian woman. Sorry, I'm learning how to do this. So if you guys think this is too distracting, please let me know. I'm just trying to, give everyone a little more visual stimulation, as I said. And, even though I don't look my best today, I just thought this would make it a bit more personal. Look at how the table moves when I move my head. It doesn't move when I move my body. It just moves when I move my head. Technology is really something else. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I know this has been a lot visually. Talk to you soon. Beep, beep, beep.